Good morning, children. Today I will teach you the second chapter of biology, class 6, that is flower, the plant life. You all know that flower is the reproductive part of the plant, and flowers are mostly colorful and scented. The reason behind is that the flower attracts the insects and insect help in the pollination. That's why flowers are colorful as well as scented. Now here in this chapter we will study the different parts of the flower. As I have drawn the diagram of the flower here, it is the diagram of the hibiscus flower. Here you can see the different parts of the flower. The lowest part, which is called the pedicel. This part is called pedicel, in which the whole flower parts remain attached. Or you can say pedicel holds the different parts of the flower. The second part, here you can see this is called thalamus, on which the different parts of the flowers are attached. So this portion is called thalamus. The third part of the flower is called sepals. Sepals is also called calyx. And calyx is the green part of the flower. Which is called sepals or calyx. And this is green in color, means it also can do the process of photosynthesis. Now the next part of the flower, that is called corolla. Corolla is also called petals. And corolla is the colored part of the flower. As I have already told you, corolla only, they are colorful and scented because it attracts the insects for pollination. Pollination, I will tell you later on what is pollination. And in this flower, there are two types of gametes which are present, that is androecium, which is called male gamete, and gynoecium, which is called female gamete. So androecium is the male gamete of the flower and gynoecium is the female gamete of the flower. And both of these, androecium and gynoecium, help in the sexual reproduction in flowering plants. If we study the structure of the androecium, here we can see it has two parts, anther and filament. Actually, androecium is also called the stamen. And stamen is divided into two parts, anther and filament. This part is called the anther and this part is called the filament. And gynoecium, which is the female part of the flower, it is made of three parts. First one is stigma, second is style, and third is ovary. Here we can see the diagram of the gynoecium, stigma, style, and ovary. Inside the ovary, there is another part that is called ovule. And during fertilization, what happens? This ovule convert into seed and ovary convert into fruit after the fertilization of the male and female gametes. Now, I will tell you about the different types of flower. There are mainly two types of flowers. First one is bisexual flower and second is unisexual flower. So bisexual flower means in which both the male and female gametes are present. That is, both androecium and gynoecium are present in the same flower. So when both male and female gametes are present in the same flower means it is a bisexual flower, like we discussed. And second one is unisexual flower. Unisexual flower means in which either the androecium is present or gynoecium is present. Either androecium or gynoecium, or we can say either male gamete or female gamete is present. So if any one of the gamete is present in the flower, then it is called the unisexual flower. Example is papaya, cucumber. These are unisexual flower. Now we come to the pollination, the next topic. Pollination means transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma. So when the pollen grains which are sticky in nature, they are transferred from anther to the stigma. That process is called pollination. And after pollination only the fertilization takes place. And there are two types of pollination: self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination means when the pollen grains are transferred from anther to the stigma of the same flower of the same plant. So such type of pollination is called self-pollination, in which the pollen grains are transferred from the anther to the stigma of the same flower of the same plant. And cross-pollination means when the pollen grains are transferred from the anther to the stigma of the different flowers of the different plant. Such type of pollination is called cross-pollination. And the agents through which the pollination takes place, the different agents or the means by which the pollination takes place are: first is air or wind, second is water, third insects, fourth animals. So these are the four agents or the means by which the pollination takes place or the pollen grains are transferred from anther to the stigma. From air or wind means wind helps in the pollination of the pollen grains from anther to stigma, and these are called wind pollinated flowers, which are pollinated by wind. Some pollination takes place by water, mostly in the aquatic and in plants. The pollination takes place through water. And mostly the pollination which takes place through insects, they are scented and colorful to attract the insects, and insects stick the pollen grains in their mouth and they are transferred from anther to the stigma. And the last one is animals. When animals graze on the land, then they transfer the pollen grains from anther to the stigma. So these are the different means through which the pollination takes place. And tomorrow I will explain you about the fertilization and the formation of the fruit and the seeds. As I have already told you, fruit is formed from the ovary and seed is formed from the ovule. Thank you.